The second budget of the coalition government targeting medium-term economic development goals was presented to Parliament today by Finance Minister Ravi Karnanayaka.
අධිවේග මාර්ග ගාස්තු රාත්‍රී 9 සිට උදෑසන 5 දක්වා කාලය රුපියල් 50කින් අඩු කරනවා.
The expressway toll will be reduced to 50 rupees between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. Some of the beneficiaries will receive 5 kilograms of rice each per month in order to support them further. This cost will be deducted from the sum of the benefit. The maximum retail price per kilogram of green gram will be reduced by 15 rupees. The price of a kilogram of dal will be reduced by 10 rupees. The price of a kilogram of potatoes will be reduced by 5 rupees. The price per kilo of sprats will be reduced by 5 rupees, while the price per kilo of white sugar will be reduced by 2 rupees. The price of a litre of kerosene will be reduced by 5 rupees. The price of a domestic gas cylinder will be reduced by 25 rupees. The Minister of Health has highlighted that the price of medicines has been reduced by 40%. I wish to note that the value-added tax will not apply to these goods. The price of a locally produced 400-gram packet of milk will be set at 250 rupees. The price of a locally produced 425-gram tin of canned fish will be 125 rupees. I wish to submit to the House a comparative report on prices between the 8th of January 2015 and the 10th of November 2016. The prices of 23 of 25 goods have reduced between 2 and 20% in this time frame.
බාණ්ඩ 25ක මිල 23ක් එදාට වැඩිය අඩු ගානේ 100%කින් 120කින් වෙනස් වෙලා අඩු වෙලා තිබෙනවා කියන එක මම මේ අවස්ථාවේ මතක් කරන්න කැමතියි.
These are some of the revenue proposals contained in the budget. A case fee for any individual filing legal action, increasing the minimum fine for traffic rule violations to 2,500 rupees, increasing visa charges, increasing charges on dubbed foreign television programs, appointment of a national tax council and tax ombudsman, granting incentives to encourage the payment of taxes, increasing embarkation tax to $50, imposing a levy of 5 rupees for easy cash transactions and other transactions for every 10,000 rupees, telecommunications levy to be increased by 2.5%, an activation fee of 200 rupees for mobile phone SIM cards, continuing the alcohol, tobacco and gaming levy at 40%. Revisions were also proposed for individual income tax. The maximum tax rate has been proposed at 24%, while categories will be introduced from the tax-exempt income bracket by increments of 600,000 rupees, with the income tax rate ranging from 4 to 24%. The withholding tax on interest earnings is to be increased by 5%. Revisions have also been proposed for payee tax with a floor of 100,000 rupees in earnings per month. The payee tax for secondary service income has been proposed at 10% for 50,000 rupees per month and 20% for earnings from secondary income exceeding 50,000 rupees a month. The budget also proposes to reduce the tax on income of public sector employees from their monthly wages. Proposals were also introduced for the motor vehicle sector. The production levy on electric motor cars with a capacity less than 100 kilowatts is to be reduced. The import duration on lorries and refrigeration trucks over 5 tons has been extended to 10 years. Safety measures including airbags, ABS and seat belts are to be made compulsory for cars. The vehicle ownership fee is to be charged by customs when the vehicle is released. A tax concession has also been proposed when exporting vehicles which are more than 5 years old.
We are
committed to increasing the opportunities in the job market and increasing the income of Samruddhi beneficiaries. While we will introduce a strategic scheme to achieve these goals, a task force will also be appointed. I also propose that the Samruddhi scheme be renamed as Jana Isuru.
Samruddhi ව්‍යාපාරය ජන ඉසුරු ලෙස නම් කිරීම මා යෝජනා කරනවා.
Here are a few more proposals made through the 2017 budget. Introduction of an insurance scheme for all school-going children from the age of 5 to 19. Each child will be given a policy of 200,000 rupees which will cover both in and outpatient services subject to a maximum of 100,000 rupees for hospitalization and 10,000 rupees for outpatient services. Free tabs to be given for advanced level students and teachers. Ability for schools to rent a maximum of 50 computers each. Daily allowance paid to differently abled children raised from 50 rupees per day to 150 rupees per day. Savings accounts for all school children with effect from the 8th of January 2017. Loan scheme up to a maximum of 800,000 rupees per student to pursue higher education at UGC approved non-state degree awarding entities. Student monks at Pirivenas will receive a monthly bursary of 2,500 rupees. The budget also calls for the creation of farmer cooperatives and releasing of idle land and uneconomically utilized land for agriculture. Steps will be taken to import 15,000 high milk producing cattle breeds with a minimum of 10 such cows being given to each self-employed farmer. The budget also calls for the maximum retail price of a whole chicken to be maintained at 420 rupees per kilogram. The Minister of Finance also urged Laksala to ensure settlement of their dues to artisans and pledged to allocate 25 million rupees to establish the Pandit Amaradeva Sangeeta Ashramaya. The budget also proposed the creation of a central pension fund that brings together databases of the EPF, ETF and the Labour Department. Regulatory mechanisms will be set up for three-wheelers as well as school vans. A sum of 150 million rupees was allocated for the Sri Lanka police to engage in drug prevention, while the 2017 budget also called on the Ceylon Tobacco Company to donate 500 million rupees to the Anti-Tobacco Presidential Task Force. The Presidential Fund is to be utilized by the Presidential Task Force for the anti-smoking campaign.